Okay, so here's the drawing at the end of step one, which is sort of pulling out. So what I did was just erased, and I tried to draw fairly simply at the beginning, just mapping out sort of the most important forms in each of these sections, and then gradually sort of worked it a little bit more. So this is what the drawing will look like probably after, you know, maybe the whole hour and a half, or maybe just an hour, maybe 45 minutes. However you go. But once you've, don't take too long to take out all of your white. You want to see what you've got. It's a little bit difficult to read how things are working until you get the lights taken out. So try to get at that fairly quickly, which means staying kind of simple, not getting too caught up with all the smaller stuff until you get it all that white area pulled out, and then you'll be able to see your drawing better. At that stage, what I want you to do is to take those same measurements again. So, you know, the distance of this, how big is this for this, to make sure that that still works. How far out does this come relative to this? Same thing over here. So those distances that you physically measured at the beginning, I want you to redo once the white is out. And then the other thing to keep in mind is, as you work, I want you to really work to just show no difference between these objects. This is all a single tone. So where one leaf overlaps another, it's just a dark. Where the leaf overlaps the vase, it's just a simple, flat, even tone. So we're trying to see how much believability we can get out of just proportion and shape, and not worrying about any kind of interior changes in value or volume or anything like that. I also want you to really pay attention to the angularity of this organic shape that you've got. So these leaves or flowers, you can't let things get too rounded and fluffy. It just won't look right. That's not how things go. You know, that's not how organic objects grow. They grow in a planar way. So there are definite shifts along an outline, say, that I want you to really look for. Keep an angular approach. So try to build that angularity into the tone. There's a real tendency sometimes with the tone to get the edges way too fuzzy and indeterminate. You've got to look and make sure that you're being really specific about those shapes. The vessel itself, if there are critical places, say like down below, since this is a man-made object, there, you know, like these rounded places, I'm just rounding out. I'm not, you know, if it's a perfect circular shape, I'm not so worried about making that angular. But anything that's living, a living part of this subject matter, I want you to keep try to work that angularity as you go, and just spend the hour and a half just trying to work on those basic proportions. You don't have to put in every single little detail that you see, but just try to make it better and better in terms of the character of the shape that you see, the proportions, and the interest of those, you know, of how shapes sort of dive out or dive in. Really try to work that. Try to spend the whole hour and a half. Take a break if you need to. You know, like halfway through, you can get up and do something else for a little while, but try to spend the whole half hour or hour and a half trying to draw the object.